The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the Panther. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot to death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the force ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season. The people starting five. We going in on three. Run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three. Run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign. I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
Peace, we back. Newest episode of the Start at 5. You know who I am. No need for the long introduction. We're here to cap off the Sitcom 16 that for some reason we couldn't get through last week, but there was reasoning. But nonetheless,
you talk too much, homeboy. You never shut up.
There you go. Right next to my partner and the light-skinned wonder of the world, TJ's head. Hooksrub.com. 20% off your order if you use the code STARTING5. Again, I don't know if your order will get in by Thanksgiving, but try now to try to get this shit in to get it by Thanksgiving to hook up your turkey and all your other meats and stuff like that. But as I keep pointing and he keeps pointing away from himself, it's his turn.
What up, y'all? Hope y'all had a good week, or at least a good weekend, and looking forward to Turkey Day and a short work week. So I'm happy off and chilling with the fam. I'm good. What up, Jay?
What's good, everybody? Nice Sunday here. I'm gonna do a little bit of grilling, talk some shop with y'all, man. Appreciate being here. I'm just chilling, Got me a little beverage as usual, a little something to smoke on. Just trying to cruise into this week nice and easy, like you said, this short week, and not let work stress me out too much on Monday and Tuesday, but cruising in and try and have a good chill week. Toss it over to Ty.
Yeah, get your hooks, rubs, and spices to hook your meats up. We heard that. Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm just happy to be here once again. I don't have a work week because we took the whole week off, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna be doing some extra TikToking, some extra podcasting shit. Maybe I'll do some promotional videos, but I'm just gonna try to chill, relax, get some video games on, and have a good week. But first, I'm gonna get down to business today. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky all you bastards that got off, because the only day that I have off this coming week is Thanksgiving Day, which happens to be my scheduled day off. So the only bonus out of it is I get 8 hours.
So you lose.
So I get 8 hours. No, the only win I get is 8 hours of comp time. But I mean, I get paid for the day because as a supervisor, we get paid for every single holiday in 2 separate checks. Like they give us every holiday in 2 separate checks. The only unfortunate is like when a holiday comes around, we're technically supposed to work it. And so like Veterans Day, we got forced to work. I worked the holiday. You know what I'm saying? But this week, yeah, man, like I wish I had like another day off somewhere else, because if I had it say Wednesday, I could have worked it. That would have been a time and a half day for me instead of a day off, or just an extra fucking day off. But no more complaining about work for me because it is what it is. Freaking what happened? Oh, the only interesting thing the only interesting thing that happened to me was I had a truck that I had on a recycling route catch fire
Oh,
from the metal side. Like if y'all ever seen the dual bin hopper trucks that we have here in the city, we normally certain districts use them for recycling. They'll use the large side for paper, or depending on where you're at, it just depends on the weight of the route. Like large side usually gets used for paper, the small side usually gets used for metal, glass, plastic. So I'm up going up Jamal. I'll say the blocks because you know him. I'm going up Rogers,
yep.
right? I'm going up Rogers uh, to try to catch up to the crew just to see how they doing and all that. And I see that they were pulled over, and then I see smoke coming from the back of the truck. I'm like, oh shit! Like, what the hell happened? I get closer, and I'm like, I start to see the smoke get heavier and heavier, and my two guys that were working for me was outside the truck next to the building. Right, we was stopped right on the left side of the street, right after Union, going towards Eastern Parkway, and the smoke was just there. And I'm like, oh fuck, like they were good. My guys were good. The truck didn't explode or nothing crazy, nothing like that. But as you heard this, you smelled the smoke going, you saw the fire start to then come up through the crease of the truck in the back. You heard popping, popping, popping. It was like so much so that I called my borough office. They was like, okay, yeah, all right, I'm about to call 911. Call 911. Fucking, what is it? The engine 280 came over within like 3 minutes, if that, because they were on the other side of Eastern Parkway. Came around. It was like, all right, so had to have them fucking dump the shit in the street. So now we had to dump all the recycling that we picked up. They picked up,
Yo,
dump it right on the street, and then they hit it with the water, spread it out, hit it with more water, and they was thinking because it was like we heard pop, 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 fucking lithium ion batteries, but we didn't find any, and so that was the most eventful thing that happened to me. I
Is
don't
that what caused
normally
the
it would have
fire?
been nothing. Probably those batteries, yeah. Probably. In my if there but the
Mm.
thing is like when they pulled it out because we had to try to open the back of the truck up to like dump it in the street. They had their hooks and stuff to pull it down, try to pull it
Hmm.
down to just spread it out to try to find where the source is and then hit it with water.
Right.
Like before because they tried to hit the truck with water
That's crazy dumping all
while
that
the
shit in the street though.
but we fortunately we didn't have to
on
dump the
Rogers of all
entire
places.
load. We didn't have to dump the entire load. It got to like half of what they picked up, and
That's
fortunately
crazy.
and fortunately too, they only might have done like 2 or 3 blocks, so it wasn't even a lot of work on the truck.
It
It was
wasn't that
me.
it wasn't that
Yeah,
heavy.
it
Right,
wasn't
right,
that
right,
bad.
right.
But the bad part was, I wish I had it on my phone because I took the pictures on the work phone. We got that shit cleaned up like it was one of the fastest cleanups like I've ever had to get done. Where the guy who was working in the
You had
garage
mad people there then.
nah, me, one sanitation worker from the neighboring garage who was available to bring a truck that we could put the,
Mhm.
the garbage in. The garage utility guy for that night had to first he had to bring a replacement truck for the two guys truck who caught fire because this is how it works. It's okay, you guys are safe, you guys are good. Here, take this truck, get the fuck back to work.
Yeah.
So then this guy, because the truck that caught fire, it was still able to run and the fire was completely out. The garage guy then took the truck back to our district, came with the front end loader with the with the claw bucket. It goes like this, and came up to the
Yeah, like
scene.
to pick up the leaves. Yeah, the one to pick
Yeah,
up the leaves.
well, he did that shit. It took maybe it might have been four scoops, four backs and forths to scoop, 4 backs and forth to scoop, put it in the back of the garbage truck. We was done. We was done. It surprisingly went real quick. But that was the most eventful thing that happened to
That's
me.
dope.
That's it.
Mm.
Nothing else interesting in life has happened. Oh no, I'm gonna y'all talk about
Oh,
it. Then I'm
yes,
gonna
it
say
has.
my other
Yes,
point.
it has.
Yeah,
Yes, it
But
has.
I'm not
Yes,
gonna
it
keep rambling. How is that,
has.
Tyrone? How was your week, man? How has everything been?
Um, yeah, nothing happened. I was basically just chilling all week. We don't got nothing to do at the job. So right now they were they was doing like the holiday kind of like button up shutdown shit. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
was just buttoning things up, covering things up, making sure all the machines was put away and all that. So that's all I did. I just did a whole button down week, and I was basically chilling.
Jamal.
That's what's up. Highlight of my week usually revolves around food. Um, and keeping in line with my feast of famine diet, I went to visit my boy in Philly Friday. I crushed 2 Delisandro cheesesteaks, bro. Two, two,
Damn, man.
two.
I
I'm
haven't had
jealous.
Del.
Right.
I still haven't had Delisandro's, but the spot across the
For me, it's
street,
the truth.
Chubby's, the spot across the street, Chubby's,
Chubby's.
that was my favorite.
Chubby's is good too, but for me, it's the truth. Before that, I don't know if Ty, you want to chip in? What's your favorite out there?
I already told y'all before, the best cheesesteak you're gonna get is from the dirty bodega down the street, bro. Like you can have all the tacos you want. Cheesesteak Puerto Ricans and it's dirty in there, they gonna hook you up with the real shit.
I believe you.
Yeah, man.
It hit you up with the more dirty food that they got.
He's not
So
the only dude to
Yeah,
say
maybe
that too, man. Yeah.
Uh,
So
I don't know
Gatanos
what
ain't
is that flavor. I don't
it.
know, but
So Jamal, South Jersey, and you don't
uh,
swear by Gatanos like JP and them do.
No, there's a Katana down the way. Katana is good, but I mean,
Are you
it would
near
be
the penny?
disrespectful.
Are you near the penny packer one
No,
or
I'm
the
near
other
the
one?
I'm near the one in Hamilton. This is the
Oh,
second one
okay.
after the
Oh,
one in Burlington. Yeah, but I've been to that one in Burlington too. You know what I mean?
because that's the one I brought TJ there a while back. We went there,
Hmm.
and that shit.
Yeah, it's dope.
yeah, I
I
love that
know.
spot. That place was amazing.
What I like about them is they use seeded rolls. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
Cedar Rose is the
Gatanos,
shit.
and
All them hard,
the
hard
large
Kaiser
is
rolls.
Mhm.
like a fucking foot and a half. I
Yeah,
finished one of them shits from the store to the entrance of the turnpike.
yeah, man.
Like the large. I was able
Oh,
to finish that shit. Yeah.
oh, damn, fam. Your stomach acid is
Then
is
didn't I
is,
get a
is
large
for
the first
real.
time I went with you?
I think you did, and I think you said it was a mistake. We got it
I,
before we went to Philly Cigar Week one year.
yeah, because it was a mistake because I knew where I had to go after I ate all that shit.
That's right.
It's coming right back out, man.
Yeah, man.
But TJ, yours?
The only thing interesting happened this week, as usual. I have a weekly phone call with my daughter, and since the strike is over on both sides, they started doing movie premieres. So she did the movie premiere for Trolls. So she saw In Sync. She spoke to Camila Cabello and Kendra. What's the chick's name? The short chick, Kendra,
Kendra
the
Lust.
comedian chick. Anyway, no. Anyway, another actress chick because that day was on one of the only days it rained in LA. She was running in and she almost knocked her down and shit. I was like, "Ain't y'all the same height?" She was
what are you
like,
talking
"Yeah,"
about? Anna Kendrick.
but yeah,
Anna Kendrick.
yeah, Anna
Yeah,
Kendrick, yeah, Anna
yeah.
Kendrick, her, yeah. So she ran into Anna Kendrick, but
Wow, I was ran
yeah.
into
So
her.
she was back at
Literally,
work.
literally.
Literally, like almost knocked her down. Literally, yeah. So yeah, but our weekly conversations are fire. Like we always have a good talk. She tells me what's going on in her life, her world, how her writing's coming along. the shit going on with her job. She asks me about what I'm doing and stuff like that. It's always a solid conversation. We get serious and we get stupid, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to see her in a couple of weeks. She's coming home for Christmas. So
Dope,
it's my
dope,
interesting thing of the week.
dopeness. Well, we're gonna round this off on daughters. My daughter, fuck you, Curtis High School girls track coach, the new one. Fuck you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because how do you leave? And now, again, we were all competitors in some type of way, shape, or form, whether you made a team or not. But how do you leave off two of the best throwers in the borough of Staten Island off your team? Because you're more focused on the girls who were there with you for cross country. Now, some more context to the story was because I had people, I put up a post on TikTok like, yo, this is the only way I can fucking express my anger. And I was just like, I want to see this Curtis girls track team never win a thing this year. Because how do you leave off? And again, maybe I was trying to put father pride away and put father pride to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was hard because it was like, yo, like number one, like I said, number one, if you look at stats from meets last year and look up Curtis High School girl shot putters, you're gonna see Zaria Lewis, number one, who just graduated last year, and then you're going to see an Olivia and then my daughter, or my daughter, then Olivia, or girl from another school underneath Olivia, my daughter, or girl from another school, my daughter Olivia. Like you're talking about
Top three.
two of the top 3 to 4 throwers, if not just on Staten Island, within the city. But no, more on Staten Island because my daughter would place like fifth and sixth as a sophomore against the rest of the city. You know what I'm saying? As a sophomore, still placing in the top 6 at least, or top 5 sometimes. But this guy, as she was kind of giving me hints ahead of time, was like, yo, this guy said he's only taking 24 people. He might be only taking 26 people on the team. He's holding tryouts. I'm like, tryouts? Like, how are you having tryouts for track and field? Like, what kind of shit is this? Like, this ain't no shit that you got to try out for.
Yeah,
everybody who wants to join track joins track.
That's it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I know I've been out of high school for a while, but I know that there was never tryouts for the track team. Like, if you wanted to be on the track team, you just showed up. You was on the team.
That's it. And this guy and my boy, because my boy hit me up because I made that post on Instagram, and he was like, yo, like, this guy's a numbskull. Like, he was like, we tried to talk to this dude and tell him, like, yo, you don't have tryouts. Like, if people want to come on the team, come on the team. Because track and field, point scoring is all about numbers. It's all about having numbers.
It's about team.
It's about team, but
your
having
school as a
numbers
team.
it's about having numbers on the field to compete, to where if you could flood a race with like 4 runners and say at least 2 of the 4 get to the finals, and depending on where they place, that's points. Like, it's all points.
So the school doesn't have like rules to say, hey, the kids make the school doesn't overrule the coach, because can they say, yo, you can't? Say, yo, you can't have tryouts, bro?
Well, look, I don't know, because here's the thing. When my boy was reaching out to the boys coach, who remembered me from our era of high school, because I was like, I didn't remember the name until my daughter showed me the picture. I was like, oh yeah, I remember him, because he was in high school when I was in high school, and our teams competed against each other. He wasn't a thrower, he was a runner, but familiar by face, know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And he wrote back to him, and he was like, oh, she failed 2 classes. And I was like, my guard dropped for a minute. But I was like, wait, no, she didn't. Because the coach tried to tell her and tried to use the excuse of, oh, she failed one of her classes, her math class, that's the only one she knew about at the time. And she was like, no, I didn't. I talked to my math teacher. She's fixing the grade and she'll come talk to you like, yo, I didn't fail. But even if she did fail one class, she still had enough classes eligible for her to compete. But the fact that you didn't even give that opportunity and just said you're not on the team
So she
is
couldn't even try out.
no, she tried out. She tried out. In
Okay.
fact, you want to know how far she tried out? Her and another girl set up preseason workouts for other people that were interested in throwing. And they were getting
Mm-hmm.
together on their own time to get ready for these fuckery tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
And she's coming home talking about, Daddy, I put like another 2 or 3 feet on my throws. Like I'm throwing much better. Like my numbers are going up. I'm like, good. Now you got to hit the weights. Good. Now you got to hit the weights. Every day. It's like for good 2, 3 weeks straight after school. Her and her friends that were trying to get on the team, going to West Brighton
Mm-hmm.
to practice every fucking day. And you say no because you picked your 20 cross country running girls and then 4 others. And my daughter's like, one of them, the girl can't is not even good at throwing. He just picked her because her dad works in the school type nonsense. And it was just the whole
The
irony of
girl probably doesn't even want to do shot putting.
the whole fuckery and irony of everything is the factor of this ain't no fucking middle of the country high school musical school where you hold tryouts. If you want to, that's a team where if you want to join it, you just join and be dedicated. Like her old coach even gave them like, yo, here's the fucking stats from what they did last year. You know what I'm saying? People know my daughter
He
in
didn't
the
even
school
look at
for
that. He
fucking
didn't even
throwing.
look at
No,
that.
he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. So fuck you, Mister, whoever the fuck your name is. You're glad. I'm glad I've calmed down to where I wanted to go to the school, but I was like, nah, because that ain't gonna serve no good. But I do have somebody. It's good to know when people know who you are, know people that are going to look out behind the scenes for you. And I'll leave that at that. So yeah, that was yesterday actually. No, that was Friday. And that turned my whole like my Friday was going nice. It was cool. Everything felt good. And then my wife sends me the text message while I'm out smoking. Like, yeah, your daughter's gonna be home soon, but she didn't make the team. Talking about because she can't run. Because also this guy wanted everybody to compete in like 2 or 3 events and mandatory you had to run in one.
Nah,
I'm like, yo, but you're not a runner.
nah.
She used to run in events like years prior for like just in case. Like, yo, we just need to have somebody in there. Hopefully we can score some points. You know what I'm saying? And then, yo, Zah, go ahead. All
Mm-hmm.
right, cool. She'll do it. But if she was tied up with she did her 2 or 3 events because they think they only allowed you to do 2, some meets 3 events. She was doing shot like outdoor comes shot put, discus, javelin. Indoor season, it was shot put, weight throw. Like, so hopefully the wrestling team has space for her because even when she was a freshman, the wrestling team wanted her, the flag football team wanted her, but they both interfered with track and field because I knew what she can be as a shot putter. Part because I used to do it and I
Yeah, but
knew
he's
what
fucking up her chances to go to school now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
that part is the part that really set me off because this is her junior year.
Right.
Yeah, like how is she supposed to? Do they have like a intramural shot put team or like a shot put club or something like that?
Well,
Because she
this
can't
is
get noticed like that.
this is where my brother put the smart thing in the head and was just like, yo, because because the coach was just like, oh, why don't you go throw for Ocean Breeze? Like he really dismissed it like that. Oh, why don't you go throw for Ocean Breeze, the club team? He really dismissed her like
Oh
that.
shit!
And then it was like, you know what?
Wow.
And then my brother was just like, yo, you should look up fucking USA track and field, the youth events. And I was like, you know what? You're right. But it's the whole thing
Oh
of
yeah.
I gotta be available to take her. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But Yeah, because if
Right.
that's the route, whatever. But 5'5", almost 2 and change, strong as shit. So I want her to go wrestle too, because maybe that could be a quick launch pad to something. But I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what she wants, because it's all about what she wants to do. Even though it's pissing
Exactly.
me off, it's pissing me off that it's really pissed me off that this guy decided to take this fuckhead route her junior year. The junior year. This is the year that everybody's supposed to be leaving.
Yeah. Yep.
I I wanted to run something across you guys, right? So Marlon Wayans said that his daughter is coming out and now transitioning to be want to be a male now, right? And my oldest daughter did the same thing. She was IJ her whole life. Now she wants to be Alex. She wants to be a male, whatever. But Stephen A. Smith said he called Marlon to tell him that he wanted to show his support. And for me, I was like, I'm not the one who needed the support. Like, I love my child. You know what I mean? She a girl. She transitioned into a boy. I really didn't feel like that was an issue for me. I didn't feel like I had a problem with it. I didn't feel like it was going to be hard on me. I wanted the people to support my child and just like respect her wishes, his wishes now. You know what I mean? And that was it.
Right.
So I was like, what is Stephen? And Stephen A. not even in his family or nothing. I didn't even know they was friends. So I'm like, what is Stephen A. publicly saying? Oh, I just got off the phone with him. I just called him for support for, right? But then Stephen A. said something that made it even worse to me. He said, I supported him in a way to remind him that the most important thing is that he loved his child. And I'm like, you're telling a man that love his child? Like, I thought that was so fucking stupid. I was like, if Stephen A. Smith would have called me and been like, Tyrone, I want to support you with your child. I just want to tell you that the most important thing is to love her. I would be like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, I love my daughter. Like, I didn't understand that whole thing. And that shit, I really feel like I went off when I made a post about it and everything. But I don't know if I was wrong, but I feel like that was just Stephen A. Smith just incorporating himself and pumping his chest up on something that was like, this is fucking dumb to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a clout chase. It sounds like, look at me, I'm down with the community. When there's other ways you can do that, just because, because I mean, again, I'm a fan of Stephen A., but he does things for the clout chase in a way. It looks like the clout chase. Like, he does things by way of like the vibe of like, look at all these famous people I know, like name dropping shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's, shit like that. I mean, it's cool to show the gesture, but you keep it where it is. Like, why do you have to report it out to the people, Jamal? Like, you keep it where it is if that's what you feel.
It's just Stephen A. Smith, I mean, who he's become and evolved into, to show that he's a man of all things. He frequently, it sucks that it seems like he's always involved or trying to talk about something he has little to no expertise on. And I think this is just another moment where he's trying to show, that he's with the times and whatever. And he didn't even need to comment on it, honestly. So I mean, it's just who he is at this point, man. I mean,
but that's what I was saying. I was like, what kind of support was he offering? Because it's like, you don't have a child in that situation. He's got brothers and sisters. He's got a known worldwide famous family. He doesn't have to financially worry about supporting his child. So I didn't understand where Stephen A. was coming with the support. And then when he said I had to remind him, it sounded almost offensive to me. Like, you had to remind him that love and his child is important. It's like, you don't have to remind real fathers that loving their children is important, dude. That was like, I was like, where are you going with this?
Right.
Plus, as much as you said you worked, and as much as you said you've worked and dedicated yourself to your career and been this dude, I don't even know how much time you had to really love and support your own kids, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I never really, because you rarely hear about Stephen A.'s kids. All you hear about is, I worked this, I did that, I hustled, I wrote this, I did this, I did this. All you hear about with him is really about work. I don't really hear that man ever talk about his children like that. The only time I really heard him mention his kids was when he got to buy them something. Every time he had to pay like tickets or something, then I hear about his children.
Yeah, he keeps his whole private life, like his home life, private. Like,
so why you putting out other people's shit?
Right. Yeah, that's what I get you. Like, if you're gonna keep your shit low key and shit like that, unless other person is making it public, but then still to show support. Like, why did is there something on the horizon that's like, he former homophobe or something like that, that freaking said things in the past. Now it's like, look at me, I'm doing better. Like, what I don't even know how that came up or whatever. If it was on
Wait,
the context of loving your children, is what
I don't.
why you brought that up. But
No, you was talking about daughters, and I just thought about like with my daughter and her situation, and then when you was talking about your daughter and their situation, I was like, well, my daughter is still transitioning to like being a man for real, you know what I mean? And
I
then it
get it.
just made me go into. Then I thought about that situation. I was just like, oh yeah, that's something maybe because I don't like to be wrong in my expressions, but I just like to put it across to other men to see how they felt about it because I just felt, I don't know, I felt disturbed by the fact that he thought that it was just like Marlon Wayans said his daughter was transitioned to a band, and then he's just like, and I just got off the phone with him to let him know I'm supporting him. I'm like, I didn't even know y'all was friends.
Well, maybe
Like,
they talked about something else, but whatever.
you know,
I don't
it
know.
was,
Is I don't know why he said it. Even if it was legit, like you said, Dan, like if something if he was had a conversation with Marlon or whatever, context is key, and he didn't even put the context down. So, I mean, it just I don't know. It's just not surprising by Steven. I mean, it's who he is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just another ill-advised moment of maybe him over talking a little bit.
But what is surprising though was the sneak attack that shook up the world of hip hop and rap music. And that was when Andre 3000 announced early in the week that he was having an album drop on this past Friday. And surprise, surprise, there ain't gonna be no bars in it. It's all flute based music. Now, did any of y'all take a dive into this album yet?
uh,
What's
um,
your because I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna pull up my TikTok and I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna let that do the talking for you, for me, as far as my points of view is concerned on this thing. What's yours right out the gate, Tyro? Like, how did you honestly feel about this shit?
right out the gate was that he lied when he said it wasn't going to be no bars because the song titles is bars. I'm saying when I downloaded the album to my Apple Music and I was just looking at the song titles, I was like, these is the bars right here. He wrote everything he wanted to say in the titles of those fucking songs. Because if you look at the song titles is saying a bunch of shit. So I was like, okay, player, you is doing a little something. You intriguing me a little bit. But the concept for me is like, I understand that it's music. I understand that it's creative. I understand everything. That's why I downloaded. That's why I gave him an opportunity for me to really go into it for real. But my problem is this. My problem is you expect people to listen to this with no bars and stuff and the flute things, and then it's like 7 minutes, 8 minute songs. I can't rock with an 8 minute song sometimes with actual lyrics in it. Sometimes I'm just like Purple Rain is the bomb, but sometimes I'm like, go the fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yo,
So now you
Jamal, on
expect
that time point there, like, this nigga went. You didn't even know that it came out yet, right? You didn't even
No,
know, as we talk about pre-show. This nigga went full Fela Kuti with the fucking lengths of some of these songs.
yeah,
Dude, the album is an hour and 28 minutes, and it's only 8 tracks.
wow,
There's one 3-minute track on the whole joint.
wow.
Everything else, like Tyrone is saying, is 10 minutes, 15 minutes, fucking 30 minutes, big old minutes,
and,
you
and
know.
so it's hard. It's hard for me to take that in when the songs are so long, but I tried it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, too, though, I give him this, though. I give him this. He's got a market because I tell you what, man, like, them people listen to the raindrops and the thunderstorms. Them people listen to all kinds of shit to go to sleep
Touch,
and put
touch,
you in the
touch.
zen. It does put you in that zen state, though. I mean, you sit there and you say, okay, and you start feeling it and you start vibing out, and then you start,
TJ,
I
did
mean,
you
like,
listen to the album?
I went to
No, I
bed.
did not. I did not.
Big O, you listen to the album. He's still getting his geriatrics on with this camera.
He may be bumping it right now.
Right. But anyway, but as he comes back, I didn't think he was coming on because he said he wasn't making it, but I guess he felt all right. Let me give y'all my perspective from right out the gate. And I was trying to be as fair as possible.
All right, hype beast. Let's talk about it. So I know everybody ran for that Andre 3000 album. Thank you to everybody who gave all them fucking views to the joke video that I posted up because at the end of the day, for me, it's just jokes. I got love for the artist just as much as everybody else does. And let's keep it real. I appreciate that he decided to take his creative brain where he chose to take it because as a creative, I know what creative ruts feel like. I know what demand for certain things kind of feel like, which for me it's more of a demand that I put on myself. For him, it's actual fans demanding what they want when they want it. And fans not understanding sometimes you can't get exactly what you want when you want it because the creative process can be something that becomes such an internal battle that yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes it can't please all y'all motherfuckers all the time. And it's clear that he's definitely not going to be pleasing a lot of people with this album all the time. But I will say, just from my point of view, number one, I have to give it a better and fair chance because number two, that album is 1,000%. You need to be in a certain kind of headspace, a certain kind of zone. You got to be just prepared for something like that. And I felt like I was very unfair towards that album as I tried to listen to it on the way to work yesterday. Y'all know the good old whip test where you just put it on, let it play, and let it ride. But I couldn't do that. When I saw each track was like 10 plus minutes and all, I was like, first thought was, damn, and it was only 8 tracks. I was like, damn, he brought it back on some like 60s and 70s shit where it would be 6, 7, 8 song albums, but you're getting 7 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute songs per album. Very, very Fela Kuti-ish, if you ask me. But I didn't feel Fela in this at all. What I felt was I felt Deshaun Watson, Robert Kraft vibes. If you know, you know. I felt like, yo, I'm in a super funk and I just need to chill and just let my mind clear kind of vibes.
If you didn't catch that joke, that was massage parlor music.
Them Zen like moments. And going into work, especially where I work, that shit didn't help. And plus, it just I don't know. The vibe that it gave first and foremost was I just wasn't ready for it. So I'm getting halfway through a track, which is 7 minutes through, which is crazy to say that's halfway through a fucking track. And I'm skipping through, which is something that I generally never do. But I start skipping through. And then as I after I stop the album, I go to see the full length pause of the album. An hour and 28 minutes for 8 fucking tracks. Yeah, my brain was not ready for that shit. So again, I can't crap on it because I didn't give it my personal, honest, and fair shot, which is a straight playthrough, no skips, no fast forwards, just let it go. But my commute also was an hour and a half to work. I wasn't prepared for a fucking hour and a half of that kind of music. But last but not least, because a lot of people on the Chappelle video that I made was saying, yo, imagine some of the samples that are gonna get flipped off this album. And the first name that came to my head, because if you are a fellow deaf jookie like me from back in the day, and You should know where I'm going with this name. But I was like, yo, LP could fucking flip the fuck out of this entire album and make it some of the hardest beats we ever heard in our lives. And again, even if you're a fan of just Run the Jewels LP, whatever, go back to listen to Def Jux version of LP back before they had to change their name to Definitive Jux and then the company's no more and all that, man. But early Company Flow LP, when he did the Cold Vein LP, when he did all of his albums, Fantastic Damage and was it a Cause for the Cure or Cure for the Cause? Or what, you could hear the flips and drums over what Andre 3000 was doing by way of LP. That's it. Maybe I'll come back with a more fair review if I could sit through that hour and 20 plus minutes of
But yeah, that was my take on the album, man. Like, I gotta be fair and give it a better shot. But also, I'm telling y'all now, you got to be in a certain headspace for that album. You truly do. Like Tyrone said, good sleep music. It might be just that. Oh, sucking the thumb. Not
That's what I was doing. I was slobbing on the pillow, baby.
hey,
Knock
yo.
out.
But yeah, yo, it's
So it's more like elevator music, just background noise. Like if you're
no, it
trying to
was
work or something.
like I said, Deshaun Watson, Robert Kraft vibes. Like the first vibe it gave me was this is the shit that they play in the rubbing tug that gets you comfortable for what's gonna happen. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
about to
Like
go down, my man.
it's about you about to get it in. Just don't fall asleep all the way, but you will be fully relaxed when it's all said and done. Like,
Yes.
You should have said you tried to get through it with no sleeps instead of no skips.
no, 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 no. It wasn't. Like I said, I was driving to work. It wasn't putting me to sleep. It wasn't putting me to sleep.
Dude, if I would have put that on in
Really.
my car, all you would have heard was in today's news, somebody ran into the guardrail.
Side
That's
note: it
crazy.
said citizen that said reported possible bomb threat on 451 Clarkson Ave. That's crazy. But
Oh,
anyway,
Clarkson?
yeah, that's like around the hospital,
Yeah.
or that's like close to the psych ward if I'm GPSing in my brain the address. And yeah, but anyway, yeah. I mean, maybe his album might help out that psych ward over there on Clarkson, get some of them people to calm down. Like that, it was musical melatonin. It was
Mm,
musical melatonin,
Wow.
and
mm.
and people. But again, I'm this is my review of listening to about 6 to 7 minutes of each track. That was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 14
What
minutes.
did Jay say? Did you listen to it or skim through it?
Here's what
Yo, but
I
I'm saying, but when the track is fucking 15 minutes long and you got through 7
Yeah.
minutes of it, you
Yeah.
felt like you listened to the whole thing.
He's not gonna
here's what
switch
I
it
want
up.
to ask.
He's not gonna switch it up at the end.
Here's what I want to ask you guys though, and this is serious because I seriously want to know this. I'm trying to understand it. What what y'all think was the point? I mean, really, what's the point in releasing this album
The
for
point
him?
is
What
the
do y'all think
point
it was?
the point
Did
is that was his creative path at the time.
I
And
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 I
so
feel
that's where his life took him.
and
Because yes, go ahead.
I feel like my nigga trying to be smart. I just feel like he's trying to be smart. I feel like he's just like, okay, all these rappers out because in my opinion, a lot of this new rap that's coming out, a lot of this hip hop's coming out, a lot of these things that we call music that's coming out is fucking pure 100% garbage. And I don't
But
understand
he
how these people can put out this garbage and fucking
but
thrive
he
off it and
said
live off it and call it hip hop and do all this shit. So in my opinion, I'm thinking that he's just like, you know what? Y'all want to put out garbage? I'm gonna put out music that's actually going to be good music, but not have what y'all want and see how y'all can relate to that. I think this is like his fuck you to what's
No,
going on.
nah,
That's how I
nah.
feel
The
about
way, yeah, I could see people thinking that, but he kind of even gave a half explanation for why, and it was just like, yo, like he felt like the where he was at when it comes to rap right now, like he didn't feel like he had anything. You know what I'm saying? Like he felt like he didn't have anything for it. He felt like he needed to gain the creative inspiration to deliver something in today's time that was relatable to him. Which again, creative brain thinking, I understand. And then again, if his creative soul and his creative mind put him in the place of like, yo, this is what I really want to get out right now. Jamal, like as a filmmaker, like that's you kind of follow where your I guess your heart and your mind and your true inspiration is at the time.
Yeah, it's a passion piece, and this is his new passion. And you see that happen with a lot of filmmakers. Some of your favorite filmmakers have put out quote unquote passion pieces, and usually passion pieces are not well received. It's something that they've always wanted to do, and the way they want to do it against the norm without any barriers or restraints, and that's what happens. Um, yeah, I didn't listen to it yet. I am gonna give it a listen. I saw the TikToks and shit on it. I didn't know that they was actually talking about the album. I thought that they were just talking about what they thought the album was gonna sound like, and that's just hilarious. I didn't realize that's exactly what it was. So, but in all fairness to him, and what I think he was trying to do is the great Stevie Wonder, In the Visions, Songs of the Keys of Life, put out an album called The Secret Life of Plants. I don't know if y'all ever heard that.
Nah.
All right, now when we done here today, go listen to The Secret Life of Plants, and he pulled the Andre 3000. It's beautiful. It's soundscapes and shit like that, but it's a complete, complete left turn from what the type of stuff that Stevie was putting out at the time.
Right.
Mm.
And he wanted to flex his creative muscles. Stevie got out the way, and then he went back to being Stevie.
Right.
So,
Which yo, and let's keep it real. Let's keep it a beyond 1,000.
yeah,
As black folks, and this brings me in like to the mind of like comedy, like in some ways, like in black folks, people when they become fans of you, you like what you like because that's what they gave you from the beginning. And so when
right.
you think of like comedy and you think of certain comedians, like you think of those chitlin circuit, well, black people like this, well, white people like this kind of comedians, and you get stuck in that rut. But then when
Yep.
you're a Dave Chappelle in the beginning, or you're a Godfrey in the beginnings of everything, people look at you as like, yo, nah, you're weird, you're different because you ain't doing that chitlin circuit type comedy. You ain't doing that typical, that stereotypical black comedy shit until you grow, and then people find a way to find appreciation in what you do. And then it's like, yo, I've always been this way. I've always been this eccentric person. He showed us
Right.
this. He showed us this by way of the Love Below side, that he was different.
That's
But
right.
but people continue to look at him for, nah, yo, we're propping you up as one of the top rappers ever. Yo, you need to give us this rap album we're looking for. No, my creative juices ain't flowing that way, TJ. My bad. You wanted to make a point and you decided to take a sip.
I'm here. I'm here. Um, it was just like when Guru came out with the Jazzmatazz album. A lot of people who was a fan
Yep.
of Guru didn't understand jazz, or they never listened to jazz music, so they called the shit whack straight out the gate.
And my uncle would talk to me about Guru because of those Jazzmatazz albums.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
Yo,
but here's the, here's
that
my,
was the creative side of Guru that that he wanted to express, because he was a big fan of jazz from back in the day. Like his pops listened to jazz and he put them on, and he wanted to make a jazz album. And the people that listen to jazz, he brought a different crowd in than the people that listen to hip hop, and like that shit was very successful in the jazz area, like because it was legit jazz album. It wasn't a hip hop. It's not really a hip hop album. he's spitting over jazz joints, but it was a really jazz album. Like they considered it a jazz album.
Here, here's my thing. Now I understand what you're saying, Dan, about we expect what we expect. But I'm not that dude. I'm that dude that wants to change. I don't like Kevin Hart right now because Kevin Hart to me is just doing the same shit over and over again. He hasn't evolved, he hasn't changed, he hasn't nothing. But when you evolve, when you change, like for me, like I've seen the evolution, like somebody like Eminem, who changed, flipped his style, changed his music, changed the way he rap, changed everything, and it still worked for me because I still thought what he was doing was good. Then I said it to say this: if you change, like I thought the Love Below was way better than Speaker Box to the point where I didn't even listen to Speaker Box anymore. And I knew that that was a change in Andre 3000, but I liked it because the shit that he changed into was still good shit. You know what I mean? So even though you got to change and we can embrace it, it still got to have some kind of level of, it's got to have a standard. You just can't go, oh, I'm going to be this new nigga and the shit's garbage and we supposed to accept garbage now
But
because
see,
you
but that's the
changed it.
and there's the key. But there's some key words you said in that because yes, you have every right to be new nigga as you just said, but no, you still do not have to accept if you think it's garbage. Nobody, and that's that assumption. People think you just got to take it. No, if you're a fan of somebody, you're going to try to take in whatever they're delivering because you're a fan. But that doesn't mean you have to accept it. That doesn't mean you have to like it. It's just, but as fans, you have to take that step back sometimes and just allow that creative person to get through the current level of whatever creative process they have. You know what I'm saying? Like I got I've fucking I mean I've did shit that I made work for me, but DJing. Then my passion turned into the camera. I did my own gallery shit. Then my passion turned into fucking hosting shows. We did the hip hop karaoke. Then my passion turned into the podcasting, and it's been the podcasting ever since. And I get inspired to do different things at different times because, as one of his song titles is this, or part of one of his long ass song titles is this the way to win. This the way to win just happened to take me at that time. You know what I'm saying? But you don't ever truly fully lose said skills because when you want to go back to them, you can go back to them. It's still right there in your cabinet, accessible to go back and reach for and pull out when you want to.
Dan, but he did a couple of features last year, so it's not like he wasn't
Well,
in his bag.
right. Well,
You know
he's
what I'm
always
saying on the
done.
features.
He's always done one feature a year to max. You know what I'm saying?
So
So it goes
yeah,
that
so it's not like that's gonna change. It's not
right,
like
but
because he did a flute album that's gonna change.
right, and that argument right there kind of ties to like the whole Jay Electronica didn't drop a solo album joint. I'm sorry, the man had almost 100 tracks out before putting together one combined body of work.
I, I just
I
can't. I just can't.
mm.
I feel like you got a fan base and you don't want to disgruntle your fan base. You owe us something too. 100,000 owes us something too. Yeah, you want to play the flute, but you ain't got to give us the whole album of flute shit. Play the flute. Give me one.
But see,
Give me some bars, bro. I need
but
something like
see,
you
and
disrespecting me.
what you said there is a part of the problem with fandoms. You owe us. They don't owe us shit. Nobody owes you a motherfucking thing if you're their fan. You would want certain
Ask
things for
Lauren
them.
Hill.
You would. You
Ask Lauren
fuck
Hill.
big
Well,
old
I mean,
man. You said
dude, you think that shit right? If I pay for a product, bro, and I've been supporting you and paying all my money off, you owe me at least a level of standard.
You owe me to show up
I'm
on
not
time.
here.
You owe me
nah,
to show up
big,
on
Yo,
time.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I ever meet Mason in real life, yo, he got to run the fade with me at least one time for that Harlem World. At least once, bro. I paid $25 for that CD.
that,
I need some of that back.
that's your mistake for buying the Mace album, but I digress from that. Big O, Big O, you were ready for this album.
I was, man. You know what did it too? Killer Mike. Killer Mike was one who came out and was like, "Oh, I heard some of that. I heard some of that Andre 3000 album. Yo, that's just fire." I'm like, so I heard. I'm like, bro, is this the album he was talking about?
Yes.
Because I mean, yo, it sounds like bird stripping, man. Like a
Mm.
bird out there right now is claiming that Andre 3000 is biting his strip. I mean,
Wow.
I mean, if if if, if this is his passion, I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. I mean, like I said in the post, they are not playing this on MLK Boulevard. Any MLK Boulevard, they're not. You are not gonna hear this album, and it's not for us. We don't even know if it's a good flute album or a bad flute album. You
That's
know,
a good
'cause
point, man. That's a
But
good
like,
point, bro.
but no, but all right, but again, again, nigga mentality. Why do we have to have something to compare it off of?
that's
I'm
what
not
we do.
because the points I'm trying to make is it's like again, we don't have to like it. We don't have to like it. But when it comes to creative pieces, sometimes it's just you gotta just take it in for what it is, and then make your opinion like we've been doing from there.
But but we can't take it in for what it is because we don't know what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. If a flutist
Right,
right
but
now, if a professional flutist right now came out and said, "Yo, I'm a professional flutist, and Andre 3000 album is garbage," you ain't gonna feel bad. You ain't gonna feel like, "Damn, Andre just straight up people putting some bullshit out here on us."
no, I'ma say that's their fucking opinion because I'm not riding off of somebody else's opinion. Now,
He's a
do I
professional
do
flutist. He knows what
he's
he's
a
talking about.
flautist.
Whatever,
Yo,
flautist, flutist.
I
You
need
say
I need to
potato,
know.
I say potato. Even though y'all never heard nobody say potato, did y'all? I never in my life
No,
heard that.
Never.
I need to know what Lizzo
Oh,
thinks, man.
UK
If Lizzo
people,
could put a chicken
potato,
wing down for a
tomato.
second, she need to go ahead and let us know what she feels about this album, man.
Who?
Lizzo.
Oh. Well, yeah. Well, we know she plays the flute. She's a flautist, but yeah, nah. Again, I guess I'm different from y'all because again, somebody else's opinions. Though I like to take in other people's opinions for perspectives, points of views, things like that. It ain't gonna shape mine, but it may be like, okay, I see that. Okay, I see that. And to be honest with you, I see what Tyrone said when Big O made the comment of like, "Yo, a bird stole his like, yo, birds are gonna claim that he stole their bars." Like the first track right out the gate, it sounded like what's in Jamal's yard right now. All
That's
them
right,
Yeah.
birds
baby.
in the background.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Yo, he got
They're
he got
singing
the
their
Andre
Take
asses
3000
it
off
playing
in.
in the
behind
background.
Jamal.
Take it
That's
in.
for
I'm saying I don't want a copyright
sure.
strike from Andre 3000's album because of Jamal's background. You know what
He probably playing in the background now, man.
I'm saying? But yeah, but all in all, man, again, like it was funny because like even on TikTok, I was like, there was certain people that was like, I knew, like one cat made a review, he was like, I love it right out the gate. I was like, I knew that he was gonna say nothing less than that because when you keep somebody to such a high pedestal and you just take whatever they give you as gospel, then you get those responses from those type of people. But again, I just got to put myself in the right headspace. So this might not be till 2024 that I listen to this again, if I even try. But I personally, yeah, I
You can
can't do it.
smoke a cigar to that album, Dan.
I,
You can
I ain't
smoke
gonna
a
But
lie.
cigar or
again,
two to that album.
I gotta be ready to go to bed. Put me in
I,
that zone. This ain't
I ain't
even
gonna
like
lie, man.
sexy time music.
I'm rocking that shit every night, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm rocking that shit every night. Around 10, I'm going down with that.
Works better than a sleep aid.
That's my new bedtime stories, baby.
3 stacks in the birds who attack.
Mm.
But anyway, let's wrap this bitch. Let's wrap this bitch up. The score is blank because TJ needed to make his vote. This was we finished at a tie last week. Everybody hates Chris versus different strokes. And I think pre-show you kind of declared where you're probably going with this vote.
Yes. Yes. I'm going with different strokes.
The different strokes for the win. Hate to see you go, Chris, but
Yes.
it had to go that way. It had to go that way. But now, because we back, we're gonna finish this up today. Let's keep it right where we're at. Wayne's Brothers versus Different Strokes. Big O, where you going with this one?
I'm going different strokes.
Jamal,
Different strokes.
crazy. Tyrone,
I already told you I don't even like Wayne's Brothers, so different strokes
Mm.
for me.
well, I'm gonna give my sympathy vote now. TJ,
It's a clean sweep off your sympathy vote. If it wasn't for your sympathy vote, it'd be a clean sweep, sir.
I Different Strokes wasn't nearly as funny, but okay, okay, we'll keep it there. Now this one, this is this is Swerve Strickland versus fucking Hangman Adam Page last night. Golden Girls versus Martin. So this is the Texas Death Match. This is King of Death Match '96. Freaking Terry Funk versus Cactus Jack. This matchup right here, TJ, it's this is a rough one.
Mm, mm, You starting with me, bro? Come
Yeah.
on, man. Why are you putting that lead off pressure on me? I suck as a lead off batter. God damn.
Ain't no Ricky Henderson.
Golden Girls versus Martin Dogs. This this is not easy. This is well, I gotta go for yes, I grew up with the Golden Girls, but for more relevancy, Martin was the shit. I'm going Martin on this one. Bash me later, but I just as I was coming up and being in a relationship and living with my girl at that time, Martin was very relatable to me at that time. So I'm going
Ty-
Martin.
Tyrone.
I was just thinking about it, and in my head, I was like Martin, Martin, Martin. But now that I think about it, dude, I was like Martin kind of got silly to me, and at the end, they kind of like went off the rails when the Gina shit happened, and they couldn't be in the same building and all of that, and it kind of bothered me a little with the way Martin went out, and I'm just gonna have to, I'm going to just take the Golden Girls because man, I can't see a reason to put Martin over. I just can't. I don't know. It ain't right.
Jamal.
Excuse me.
Gotta be high to make this pick right.
I'm just gonna be honest from here going forward. It's gonna have to be something groundbreaking to take down Martin for me. Because based on the influence that Martin had, Martin.
I get it. My vote's gonna go Martin this time too. Much love to the ladies, but yeah, TJ made the point of just relatability and the time. We grew with that show. TJ, you grew with Golden Girls too because you old niggas, y'all grew with Golden Girls too, but it was different. The relatability aspect,
It was different.
relatability.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where
Yes.
I gotta go, Big O.
Yeah, nah. Golden Girls. We would pick Golden Girls, I guess, for nostalgic purposes. That was a show that one of the few shows that I could watch with my grandmother, and we both enjoyed it. But Martin, especially the first couple of seasons of Martin, first 2, 3 seasons of Martin, were timeless, man. It would, like Tyrone said, it wasn't until the end, till you notice the drop off in quality. But yeah, man, I'm still going with Martin.
Also,
Martin has my vote.
also, we related to the Golden Girls as we got older. Like we watched the reruns of Golden Girls, and it's funnier now because we understand it more because we're
Yeah,
adults. Like you said, it was relatability with Martin
Where
at
Martin
that
moves
time.
on. This time, Big O, A Different World versus Married with Children. I know where my
Mm.
vote. My vote for this one, unfortunately, I gotta go against one of my favorite shows of all time. But this is Sitcom. Married with Children was way funnier, Big O.
Yeah, yeah, Married with Children too. And it's again, it's one of those shows that I had to sneak and watch, man, because it was. I mean, it would fit right into Fox right now, but back then it was groundbreaking. Their content. Yeah. So Married with Children all the way.
Jamal, once again, a different world. Though they had Ron Johnson, they didn't have a Grandmaster B.
No, man. It's Married with Children, man. Married with Children moved the line of what could be done on TV and what could be
Yeah.
said on TV and what could be shown during primetime hours like no other show before it. So
Hmm.
part of Fox was batting 1,000 during that era with Living Color, Married with Children, Simpsons, Martin. They was tearing down all the doors. So I'm gonna go with Married with Children.
Tyrone.
Um, that's my thing. Different Strokes did a lot of things. I mean, not Different Strokes. Different World did a lot of things like political things and like they was taking on like the real life issues and stuff like that, and they was being dramatic with it. I understand what they did for black culture, black colleges, all of that shit. But I picked Married with Children because they was on that bullshit, and that's what I wanna. That's what I wanted to watch when I had my TV time. I wanted to be on that bullshit. And different world was just. I don't know. They got too much into the drama and a lot out of the comedy. And Married with Children was just straight, without a doubt, bullshit that you just went through and just enjoy it. So I'm going to pick Married with Children.
TJ.
Listen, A Different World was groundbreaking for what it did for HBCUs and giving some sort of experience being at a black college. But Married with Children, the writing was phenomenal, phenomenal. Like the way they would where Al and Marcy would roast each other on some feminine and masculine shit was just crazy. It was crazy. The whole show was crazy. Al was a shoe salesman. He gave zero fucks about the customers and what they thought they looked like in a shoe. And it was just insane. 4 touchdowns in high school. Your man just lived, his best life as a senior in high school, and it's been downhill ever since. But Married Children, solid, solid, solid,
You know,
solid,
you, th-
solid.
you think about it now. You talking about the jokes with Marcy. They couldn't come out with them shit. They couldn't come out with that shit right now.
Oh, it'd be
With the,
canceled.
with
It'd be
the,
protests. It'd be
yeah.
protests. There'd be all types of shit. Yeah, the woke police would be all over you, man.
Hmm.
It'd be like, come on.
Word. What? We're
They
gonna
was
keep
like
it.
they show the pilot, they'd be like, "Nah, this is never getting going to air." Sorry, my guy.
No, because those people that would be the butthurt are already in those boardrooms making the decisions.
You know what? That show would actually only be able to be played on cable, like
On
HBO
cable.
or like a Showtime or some shit like that. And that would be the only way it'd be allowed to rock,
It would be
even
tough. It
with
would be
all
tough to
the
get it
the
on
the
cable.
the mechanisms and shit like that.
It'd be straight to Netflix, and it would be rated R or
TVMA.
NC-17. Right, TVMA. But keeping it right at you, TJ. Cosby Show versus the Jeffersons. Black on black crime.
Ooh,
I mean, I'll keep it quick. Cosby Show for me. I don't
damn,
even get to long talking on that one. You're talking a
damn.
master. You're talking a master level comedian that like people modeled their careers after, who had one of the most like successful shows. Period. Yeah, we could talk about all the moments and stuff for serious, but the jokes were in each and every episode. The great moments was in each and every episode. The Jeffersons kind of the same thing, but more before my time, and not even
God damn.
fully before my time. You know what I'm saying? Not fully
It's,
before
it's
my time
definitely
because
relatability for you, Dan. It's definitely relatability for you.
yeah,
Easy,
yeah.
easy, easy. But
The
if it wasn't for the
Jeffersons was
Jeffersons, would there
early
be a
80s,
Cosby show?
No, sir. It
You
would
know what I'm
not.
saying? If it
possibly
wasn't for the
not.
Jeffersons, would there be a Cosby show?
I mean,
That's what the
possibly not.
Jeffersons are.
But TJ, Bill Cosby was successful, hugely successful, far before the Jeffersons was even a thing.
You're
So
right.
it just might have happened. It might have still happened.
It's tough to say, man. It's tough to say. The Jeffersons really broke the ground in showing successful black people. Not only successful black people, like very successful black people in a place where black people were just, no nowhere to be found at that time. You know what I'm saying? They were living they were living the life. They could travel, they could afford whatever they wanted to buy. That was just damn. Damn. Cosby Show is a Cosby Show. I mean, I can't say anything about the Cosby Show.
Damn, damn,
It was
damn.
relatable on every level.
You got to pick. No matter how
I
long and slow
know,
talk,
man.
no matter how much you slow talk this out, you still got to pick some shit.
You know,
I'm sorry for the
TJ,
excessive laughing. I'm high
we
as
racing
fuck right
against the
now.
sun, bro.
Oh,
I mean, this nigga's taking his stretching exercises way too long right now. He's stretching the hell out of this shit. Now he just
Can we
glitched
come
out.
back
I
to
don't
you?
want
Can
to
we come
do
back to
this,
you?
man. I don't want to
Go,
do this.
yeah, go ahead, Tyrone.
Yeah, you
Right.
come back to me. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna keep this simple as I can. Okay, it's a tough battle, right? But you know where they lose it at? You know where the Jeffersons lose it at with the women, because you got Weezy Jefferson and Helen Willis, and y'all think that them two who didn't do shit for real, they didn't do shit for real. Weezy didn't do shit.
Yes, she
She
did,
lived
bro.
off
She
the
worked.
money. And
She
we
worked down
know,
at the help center.
yeah, but that was free money. She ain't make no money. She went down there on her own time, on her own dime, bro. She ain't earn no money. She ain't bring nothing in. They said we moved on up. No, George moved up. He brought Weezy with him. Okay. And Weezy was irritating, and George's mama said she couldn't even cook. They had to get foreign because Weezy couldn't even cook, bro. Now Helen Willis had a job, but we don't know what she did, do we? We know Tom made a lot of money. We don't even know what the fuck Helen did for her job. I know she said she worked, but we don't know what the fuck she did.
Dog,
Right?
she was at the
Here's
help
the
center
thing.
with Louise.
So here's the thing. Claire Huxtable by herself in the 2-on-1 battle bust both of their ass. Claire
I
was
mean,
fine than a motherfucker, and she
in
was a
multiple
lawyer. She had
ways.
her own money. So Claire bust their ass. So if it's Claire versus Weezy and Helen, Claire wins, and so that's where I'm going. Cosby Show, based on Claire busting Weezy and Helen's ass, is the winner.
And all she had to do is just cut him that look.
But George made enough money where Weezy really didn't have to do nothing, though, dogs.
Yeah, but you got to look at that money in the early '80s, later '80s. Like
Here's
George's money in the
Yeah.
later '80s might not have worked the same. Inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't look at
plus
none of that. Okay,
we.
TJ, you had a choice, right? Weezy Jefferson. Looking how she looked with that voice. Hey, George.
Oh man, you can't say that, man.
Why you
You
had
can't
to
say
go
that,
there,
man.
Why
bro?
not?
You
Why
can't
you
say
had to go
that,
there?
man. That's
One to the
Come
disrespectful,
on,
man.
one to the
Ty.
help
That's
center. One to the
disrespectful,
help
man.
center.
That's
One to the help
disrespectful,
center
man. I'm
might
not
make
hearing
more money.
nothing. I'm not
Or, or,
hearing
Oh
or,
nothing,
man,
man.
why
the,
you had to go there with
or
it?
the lawyer
That's
Claire Huxtable. Which one you take? Which one gonna be in your
hello,
game?
George. George, Helen's coming down tomorrow, George. Florence. Florence.
Yo, yo.
Yo,
Oh shit.
There's nothing sexy about that
Alright,
voice, man.
Oh,
so where's your pick,
this shit
Jamal?
is even funnier because I'm high as shit. This is
All right. This is why I shouldn't drink while to do the show.
this is
Me
dope.
personally, I don't believe. Echo what Tyrone said. He's right on all his points. What Tyrone? Did you make your choice though?
Pick the Cosby Show.
Give me Cosby. Okay. I don't think there's a Cosby Show without the Jeffersons. I think separate them. I know Bill Cosby was famous for a bunch of things, 35 years before Cosby Show, and a bunch of different endeavors. But we talking about the show itself, and the Jeffersons was one of the first shows, if not the first show, to show well-to-do African American couple, and was able to introduce aspects of our life or the struggle of trying to level up in the white economy at that time. And the barriers they still face. It didn't matter what the economic status was; they still face the same barriers. They introduced a lot of different topics onto the greater populace through that show. Um, Introduced the family life. You know, you see, they were upper middle class family. Maybe I was upper class family, but to me, Lionel was still out there wilding, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Right.
he was.
So
He's
you know,
trying to.
right. Just still, you know, he
when
wasn't reflective of the status they had hit.
when
Boom.
he
Now you
even showed up.
fast forward to the Cosby Show. I think the Cosby Show is the same show. It's just evolution of the show and in a different decade. And as you were saying, George's money in the '70s is the same as Bill's money, as Cliff's money in the '80s, right? And it's also shows a gender evolution to echo what Tyrone said. It wasn't the one income house. It was both members that both parents were economic professionals and could be looked at as breadwinners, right? There's a direct correlation between the way Theo was and the way Lionel was, right? Um, they showed a greater family in terms of numbers, and so there was many different issues. But it did the same thing the Cosby Show did. It gave you a nice pill to understand black culture, but still understand the things that was important to us. And I think it's just an evolution of the same show. So, with that being said, I have to go with Cosby because sometimes evolution wins.
I love your long-winded answers to go with the.
That's it, man. I'm borrowing some of O's energy today.
There you go.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep it real short, man. Y'all all made great points to cement what I was gonna say, man. Cosby Show.
Well, TJ, I mean, you made your vote invalid, but just finally pick something. He froze. It's okay. He can freeze right now because it's still too lopsided. The Cosby Show moves on. He's been spared. But Big
We've
O,
been spared.
Big O,
Yeah.
we're keeping it right there. The Cosby Show versus Married with Children.
Cosby
We
Show.
down to the final four now.
Fuck this
Cosby
tournament,
Show.
bro.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
the black family wins this one. I mean, you know, when I keep bringing up Grandmaster B didn't have jamming on the one, jamming on the one, jamming on the one, jamming on the one.
Yo,
That girl is a burger. Like they tried to really introduce slang that didn't work. Nobody was calling girls burgers,
no
but it
sir, they
was
weren't.
but it was
That was
fucking
Bill Cosby.
hilarious.
Yeah,
But it was fucking hilarious. But thinking of the Theo aspect and the son aspects of each show, I brought you in this world. I take you out.
get your ass out.
Legendary slanguage from all black parents of that era.
hmm
It's Cosby Show for me, Jamal.
For me, it's Cosby too. I think they're both equally groundbreaking groundbreaking in different ways. But Cosby Show's gonna win this one out. Even though
Cosby.
I can't believe that whole series, Theo ain't had no decent hairline. He wasn't getting his hair cut in Brooklyn. I can tell you that for sure.
Nah, well, the show was supposed to be in Brooklyn, but it was actually filmed on Leroy Street. They was in a brownstone in Manhattan in the West Village.
Mm.
Yeah, guy I used to work with showed me the exact house. I forgot what number it was. But Tyrone,
I'm cracking up because this is the funniest shit ever that y'all didn't even get. So what do us as black people want to see more? Rich black folk or poor white people? I mean, it's right there. This is the battle between, do we like rich black folk more than we like to see poor white folk? You know what I mean? And but that's not where I'm going with it. Where I'm going with it is the funny. And I'm gonna take Married with Children here because it was the funnier show. I know what Cosby Show did. I understand. I can relate to and all that. But Married with Children was more funny to me than the Cosby Show. And like I said, most of my TV watching is for the bullshit.
That's fair. TJ.
I'm going with Married with Children. Again, like I said, the writing was phenomenal. That show was just legendary for the dynamic of I guess a fucked up family dynamic, but it was funny as hell. And this was a comedy. This is pure comedy. Married with Children was pure comedy in terms of the word sitcom. So I'm going with Married with Children.
Cosby with the edge, 3-2. Next up, before we lose you again, Martin versus Different Strokes. This one is beyond easy for me. Thanks for carrying Different Strokes as like the 20th seed to the Final Four, but you're finally going down to one of the top fives. TJ, does Different Strokes rule the
Yeah,
world?
not this round. Not this round.
He said,
Not this round. I gotta go with Martin.
Tyrone.
I gotta go with Martin.
Well, we both had small men in these two shows, did we not? But yeah, this is not. I can't even. Yeah, I can't even make an argument for different shows. I wanted to, but I cannot. I just can't. So I'm going with Martin.
I'm still shocked it made it this
I feel
far,
the
Big
same way,
O, but
Tyrone.
it's y'all old heads that push Different Strokes this far. What you got, Big O?
Martin.
Oh, we'll get Jamal's sympathy vote when he comes back, but Martin versus the Cosby Show. This is definitely the generational finals right here. Oh, there he is. Jamal to add on for sympathy for Martin and Different Strokes.
Martin.
Yep, clean sweep 5-0. So it's safe to say that Martin had the easier path throughout this whole tournament, while Cosby had to actually no. Let's look at the stats real quick. Cosby swept the first round, swept the second round, made it close in the final four. Martin swept the first round, made it close in the next round, swept. So they actually had equal paths. Actually, no, Martin did have the easier path because they only took one L compared to Cosby's two.
Mm.
Different Strokes was tied till today. Washed the Wayans brothers, but then got washed right back. Sister Jean, you done lost again. We're now up to the final. Cosby Show versus Martin. We can make a case of, one show possibly couldn't be without the other. Because we got two legendary comedians. One held it down for pretty much from like the 60s all the way to the 90s until he started telling black folks to pull their pants up. Martin Lawrence, we all know his history within comedy and shit. Again, two comedic titans. Um, I gotta go. I gotta go with the longevity of the Cosby Show. The funny, it was there. Actually, no, I got to go more with the relatability, as TJ used those words in earlier matchups. The relatability of Cosby Show, like I felt like I kind of lived in that situation, but 2-parent household, which parents are still together right next door. You know what I'm saying? Like we were raised to try to live a honest and good life. You know what I'm saying? And upstanding citizen type of life, which the Cosby family tried to raise their kids as. But as we kids did in that era, we still went out there and tried to do all the fuckery and the fuck shit that we could. You know what I'm saying? Or do whatever that we could. Just family moments and things like that. Like it was more connected for me with the Cosby Show, and then the funny was like beyond well written funny. It wasn't just the silly, easy to get, or as I said before, Chitlin Circuit comedy where it's just right in your face. There's no thinking about it. Sometimes the Cosby Show shit would make you be like, oh, like but it was also kind of right in your. It was a mixture of. It was a well representation of Bill Cosby's comedy style. You know what I'm saying? Like within the Cosby Show itself, like you kind of was able to visualize the joke of dad is great. He gave us the chocolate cake. Like we was able to get moments like that within the show that if you listen to his comedic styling, it like almost perfectly resembled his show. But again, relatability, the way I was raised, yeah, Cosby Show for me. I was gonna go to Jamal if he's still listening,
Yeah, I'm
so
here,
he
bro.
can so you
I
can
just had
make
to
the
drop a
you.
little water, fam. I'm good.
Oh, okay. As they say, pay the water bill.
That's
But
it, baby.
it's your pick because we're back to
Um,
bottom up.
God damn. I'm gonna go. The funnier the shows is Martin, hands down. The more impactful is Cosby. You could theoretically say there would be no Martin show without Cosby. Cosby's a predecessor to Martin. His show's a predecessor to black comedy and taking chances on black comedy as well. I'm gonna have to go right with Cosby.
Big O.
Um, as you said, Cosby Show was an embodiment of his comedic style, Bill Cosby. But Martin, man, to a character on that show, especially the first 3, 4 seasons, they were all funny on that show. Especially with Martin doing all of his characters.
Right.
Jerome, Shanae, his moms, like all that shit was funny. Um, couldn't wait for what was it, Thursday night? Thursday night at 8. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Who
I'm
had
going.
that?
I'm
Who
going
had that
Martin on
slot
this one.
first? Just remember that.
Was that?
Thursday night at 8. That was Cosby's slot too.
That was Cosby slot. Yeah. Yeah. Then Martin took it after.
Mhm.
Yep. But my vote is Martin.
Cool, Tyrone.
Um, First of all, didn't we know we was gonna be here? Like, didn't we kind of know these was gonna be the
No,
ones left?
no, because y'all was swearing the week before we started the tournament that Married with Children was the GOAT.
I
Yeah, yeah.
I was married with the
Yeah,
panel, so
yeah. I was on that bandwagon. I was on that
I was taking
bandwagon.
it to the. Did I stick to it? Did I say it with my chest or no?
You stuck with it.
But here's the thing: the real winner is Carl Anthony Payne. He was on both shows,
It's true.
so
Yeah.
So
I'm
Hmm.
Carl,
done.
Yep.
Cole or cockroach?
Cool and cockroach.
Here's the thing. Um, Martin was funny. I love Martin. It was way more funnier than the Cosby Show with the characters and all that. But you know what the funny thing is? The Cosby Show related to me when I couldn't even relate. I had sisters and brothers. I had, the whole family down there. I had my mom and dad in the same house. We ain't had that kind of money though. And you know what I mean? But I still related to them because the money didn't change what was going on inside of their home. It didn't change the arguments between the sisters and brothers. It didn't change Rudy and Vanessa fighting. It didn't change
Mhm.
Rudy doing dumb shit. It didn't change Vanessa doing dumb shit. Like it didn't change the dynamic of the family. And that just showed me like no matter how much money they had inside their house, they still had issues that me and my poor ass sisters would still have. The only difference between the Cosby's and me is that them kids didn't get their asses whooped. I would have brought home Theo's grade. My mom and dad would have tag teamed my ass. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I related to the Cosby Show more than I related to Martin, even though Martin was funnier. But I'm gonna have to give this to the Cosby Show.
And it's crazy, like thinking about Theo and the whole, the grade shit. I mean, a lot of us didn't even know what dyslexia was, to be honest with you, until the Cosby Show, because they discovered he had that.
Right.
Yeah.
But TJ,
Yeah, it goes back to something O said with the characters on Martin. Like they had a bunch of characters on there, but like the Cosby Show, everybody was a character. The kids was a character. Theo was a character. Vanessa was a character. Rudy was a character. Like they were all characters. They were all characters in their own respective rights. Like
Bud.
you could relate to the Cosby Show because you knew somebody or your a brother or sister who said some dumb shit that Theo would say when he was getting into arguments with his brother and sister with his sisters, or you seen some dumb shit your sister used to do, like when you were growing up at the same time. So it was very much more relatable, to us growing up at that time, either being that age or a few years younger or a few years older. It was all relatable, and like Tyrone said, it was money didn't change the problems that they went through inside that house. We all went through similar situations, if not the same situation, in a couple of them episodes, and it was handled differently, but like it was relatable to you. It was like, oh shit, that happened to me too. Like so, like you said, they didn't take punishment like we took punishment back in the day with a boot up our ass. But it's a Cosby Show for me, just because for that reason. Like you can relate to all the age groups and the parents, and how their parents treated the kids in terms of respect and talking back and letting them have a voice or not. So yeah, it's a Cosby Show. Easy.
Can I make another point?
Wonderful.
I, I'm glad that Bud was even brought up because we kind of glanced over him as a character, but he was listening to his older brother, and he was really a male chauvinist pig, and he was putting that shit on Rudy the whole time. Like, Rudy, you supposed to respect me. You supposed to wash my dishes, wash my drawers. Like he was putting on some male chauvinistic shit at the age of 8, listening to his older brother. And that shit kind of was like, what is he? You know what I mean? That was the issue. That was the real life issue that they was addressing, but they used the kids to address it in kind of like a cool little funny way. You know what I mean? So even that was innovative right there in itself, to say that this 8-year-old could be like a real male chauvinist pig to Rudy, and we not even peeping it because it's a kid. You know what I mean?
But see, but was it male chauvinist, or was it what many of boys tried to do, which was get with the girls in school, try to be cool, try to be the cool kid, try to get with all the girls and things like that, have that little crush on the one girl or whatever. Like I think most of us tried that shit or tried to be that without being as open and as slick tongue as he was. But you know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm just talking about when he was telling Rudy like stuff like about like her mom need to wash the dishes and shit like that.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, nah, that was wild. That was wild. That was wild. That was wild.
Shout
But
out to
yeah,
Bud's brother for telling him all that shit.
man.
Because he always prefaced them statements with "my brother said."
You're right,
Right,
right.
right. His brother was getting his, was having him get his ass kicked. Like you ain't supposed to tell everybody. But anyway, this was a good one. We was able to knock out this whole shit faster than we was able to knock out the first one. But the first round was the setting of the table of all the shows, so the conversation was gonna take a little longer. But yep, Cosby Show wins with Martin in second place, Married with Children in third, then tied for fourth and fifth place. The Jeffersons, Wayans Brothers, Golden Girls, Different World, and then everybody else lost right out the
Man,
gate.
I can't believe Wayne's brothers is that high. Shit. Okay,
Hey, again,
it's all good.
what's that sound that goes through the night? The sound I hear when I'm holding you tight. It's my love, baby, you just rang. It's the bell, baby, you just rang. It's my love going bang, bang, bang. I'm sorry. The temp tones. I can't believe y'all didn't like the fucking temp
That's all
tones.
you got from the whole show. You done
No,
used that shit 3 times.
I know because that's the quickest shit that comes to my brain because there's too many moments in that damn show.
No, that's the only shit that was good,
Too
dog.
many moments in that damn show. Hell no. But I just said watch the episode where again I forgot the name of the show. Fuck.
They lost then.
Well, I know, but I know.
Damn.
But again, the irony of everybody hates Chris losing the way they did, and like I said, when we ended last week's show and before we started this week's show, Everybody hates crystals on our TV because my kids fucking love it. And that again, yo, go back and watch that shit because we've been talking relatability throughout this whole tournament. That show was hella relatable in multiple ways, yo. But anyway, this was a good tournament, good discussion in the beginning of the show. Fuck the girls track team at Curtis High School unless they do right by my daughter. Um, Free Palestine, all that good stuff. TJ.
Um, yeah, another solid show, another solid tournament. I like this tournament. This was really good. Some tough matchups, and we got through it. But yeah, it was another good show. Fuck Curtis High School women's track team, and see y'all. Oh, happy Thanksgiving!
No,
Happy
happy Family
Thanksgiving
Day.
to the squad. Yeah, happy everybody get up and let's eat some good food day. But yeah, that's it for me. The gentleman to my left, I guess, Mr. Lisper. All right.
Anyway, yeah, I like this show. I always like when I can be combative. You know what I mean? So I like tournaments because I like to be competitive. I like difference of opinion. I like to see different people's perspective on what they saw as opposed to what I saw. You know what I'm saying? And I like to see that after it's all over, we go back to being regular gentlemen. And we have respect and all that. Fuck the track team. If they doing that, that's dirty. I never even heard of or track tryouts, but I digress on that. Hopefully she'll get put on the team and things will work out. And I'm looking forward to this week. I don't care about the whole Thanksgiving. See, people put all the emphasis on it. I don't really put the emphasis on why we celebrate Thanksgiving or not. I just know that the family gonna be together, love gonna be in the room, and food gonna be on the fucking
Yep.
table. And that's
That's
what I'm
it.
down with. And that's all I really that's all I'm going with. Oh,
Yes, sir, man. Great show, man. Didn't get my win, man. I still like Martin, man. That's all right. Cosby Show, great show too. You know what I'm saying? There was no wrong answer with this, man.
This wasn't
No
about
wrong answer.
you though. This
But
fucking
nah, man, yo, I was glad we was able to talk a little about that Andre 3000 project, man. So yeah, two great aspects, man. Happy Thanksgiving
Oh,
to
real
you guys.
quick.
Yes.
You don't want to talk about that Diddy Cassie situation?
Oh,
all
oh,
yeah.
the only thing I can really say about that shit is if you settling that quick, nigga, you did that shit.
hold on.
Yo.
Okay, so
In the words of Kanan from Power, if they said that he did that shit, he did that shit.
He did that shit.
here, but here's my real issue, right? And I always try to play devil's advocate. I don't mean to, but I just feel this kind of way. He settled, so he did that shit, right? That's what we think. And where's the winning? Because if he did all that shit to her and he was willing to pay an equivalent of what I consider would be $100 for me, so I can take your daughter and do all them kind of things to her and give you $100 and be cool, right? You see what I'm saying? That's where my mind goes with it. So yeah, he did all of that shit. He paid for it. Where's the winning? We as black people have lost. This man has done this shit, paid his way out of it. Cassie has had multiple crimes committed against her. There's no telling how many other women he's committed these crimes against. And everybody's like clapping that shit up. I'm not clapping that shit up, dog. I don't want him to have to pay a little bit of money that he's got, and then 2 weeks from now, we not gonna this shit goes away when this man has been committed crimes against women, man. This shit's
You
crazy
know,
to
you know
me.
what? You know what? I hope
He should
I
be
hope they keep
arrested.
coming. I hope they keep coming and bleed him dry because I had a conversation with a coworker of mine about this instance because he was adamant like, oh no, Puff didn't do it. I'm like, bro, he did too much shit in the past. There's too much flaky stuff that's happened in the past that you can't delve into whether this happened or not. With Andre Harrell, Kim Porter, there's too many things, man, that is just it just seems kind of you got to question it. So if he did it, if what happened was true and everything, yeah, I hope a couple of million is not his is not his punishment. You know. So that's how I feel, man.
This shit didn't set black people nowhere. It set his wallet a little lighter for being a fuck boy. That's it. He got what he deserves, and that to me. That's it. Got what the fuck he deserves.
Do you think more people are going to come out now after she set
I
the
hope so.
precedent, or
Let's.
I
he
hope
can't
so.
pay everybody?
If
He
it's the
didn't get
He
truth,
what he
let's
can't
hope
pay
so.
deserved.
everybody.
He didn't get what he deserved. Because what he deserves is prison. That's what he deserves, bro.
Right. True indeed.
So
True
so so
indeed.
so Tyrone, that bears the question. If R. Kelly had this type of money, would he still be on the
No.
streets?
R.
No.
Kelly's in prison because the money ran out. Let's be
Right,
honest. R. Kelly's in prison because the money ran out. And
right.
that's my point. It's like when you got dudes that got that caliber, dude, they can pay their way out of anything. These are crimes committed against women that he's going to pay, and they're going to go away. And the money that he's paying is not real punishment for somebody who got the money.
Right.
You see
So
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what he
So
wants
like,
people to deplete his funds to where it's like time's up.
yeah,
As
yeah.
you said, Miss Minutes comes in. Time's up. Jamal, we cut into that bullshit from your shout outs to close this
No,
out.
that's all good. Shout out to everybody. Good show. I love these tournaments. You know, I love having an excuse to come in my backyard, chop it up with y'all, drink a little bit, spend a few hours on the Sunday with some good company.
got that Andre
Peace to
3000
disabled.
playing.
Yeah, I'm
Word.
gonna rock that afterwards. I'm gonna check that out. You know
Don't
what I
burn
mean?
your pause. Don't burn your meats and falling asleep on that grill.
Yo, Jamal,
But
I thought you was listening to it already, Jamal. I thought you had it playing the whole time, man.
It's been
well,
the
Yeah, that's what we
soundtrack of the show.
hey man, we know where he got the inspiration now. So I'm gonna talk to these birds afterwards and see what's up.
I mean, you already flying up there, but
Yeah, my bad, man. It was a long weekend.
all
Um,
good, all good.
but no, man. Peace to disabled planets. Peace to Ishtar, right? Peace to Ill Magic, and check out with y'all brothers next week.